Yo, what's going on with y'all? Today we about to make a Lucky Type beat. Let's go. In this video, I'm gonna show y'all the melody, I'm gonna show y'all the drums, and I'm gonna show you how I arranged this. So let's get to it. Alright, so before we get started, I'm gonna just play the whole melody for y'all real quick by itself, and then we're gonna break it down. So to start out with this beat, I got this MIDI from Young Demery. Shout out to him. I put his IG up on the screen. And when I first heard it, I got like a Lucky type of vibe. So I put this analogy preset over here called AX Tremolo EP, which is just like an electric piano, which sounds kind of dreamy. So I'll play this for y'all by itself right now. It sounds like almost like a lullaby, you know, like this shit could put me to sleep. Not in a bad way though, I swear this beat is good. After that, I took the same MIDI and I layered it again over another electric piano. This one is also Xenology, but it's called Dreaming 2, and this is what it sounds like stacked together. So yeah, this melody, it follows the same MIDI pattern as before, but what happens is when you make your tracks and you kind of duplicate over the MIDIs, it helps layer out the sound. And sometimes you don't need a whole bunch of counter melodies going on throughout the track. If you just are right with your sound selection, it can take you a long way. And then next up, I have this pad I made. This was an X-Band, and I really like making my pads in X-Band because there's this section right here where you can kind of layer your sounds in the MIDI. Some VSTs can't really do that, but this is one where you can do it all in one track, so you don't have to keep adding on instrument tracks over and over and over and over and over and over and over. For example, I have this soft pad called Fat Boy, and I have this pad layer called Reversed, and then another pad layer called Steam Phase, and you can even adjust the levels in here. So it's really nice for trying to make a unique sound, and I really like it when I'm making my pads. So this is what the pad sounds by itself. Shout out to X-Band, bro. X-Band is so goated, especially for the price. Like, I highly suggest you pick up X-Band if you don't have it. Yeah, for this MIDI, it follows the same general chord progression as the first two MIDIs I showed you. I just took out a lot of the movement with the notes because for the pads, I don't really want too much of a movement going on. It's really just more so to provide a vibe and to add ambiance to the track. So next up, I have this bell organ right here. We used Xenology again. This preset is called Organ Bell 1, and this is what the melody sounds like. So as you can see, we don't have like melodies that are going too complex, because for these Lucky Type beats, you don't need to have a crazy melody. You really just need to have something that's catchy and simplistic. And then once you get the bounce right with the drums that you implement, bro, it allows the artist to find a pocket, and it makes it easier for them to come up with lyrics and a flow for the track. Sometimes you don't want to overcomplicate it too much. So the last step we did here is I added this bass right here. In Xenology, it's called finger bass. And in my head, I was trying to create like a bridge for when the 808 cuts out and I have this bass playing. I figured it would be a nice switch up. So this is what the bass sounds like by itself. And you can see for some of these notes, I kind of have them drag on over into the next note, like right here. And this is really because if you do that, then the note kind of transitions over more smoothly and you don't have like the plucking sound in the beginning. For some notes, I have the plucking sound, but for some, I have it drag on over so that it kind of transitions from note to note smoother. It kind of like glides. So that's what we're looking at for the full melody. Now let me take y'all to the drums. And you know what's funny? I actually recorded the drums already and I did it live, but I lost the whole footage. So yeah, RP the footage, but it's alright. We ain't stopping, ain't shit stopping the grind over here. So I'm gonna break down the drums for y'all real quick, then I'm gonna go over the arrangement. Alright, boom. So to start out, I got this clap pattern right here. I'll just play it for y'all right quick. And I just have like some kind of quick clap stutters in between, and then I have it mixing with the snares, but we'll get to that. But yeah, so after adding a clap, I added in two other snares to kind of bounce between both. So it kind of gives you a nice like switch up in the middle of the bar. So this is what it sounds like together with the two snares and the clap. So as you can see, I had the snare and the clap stacked for the second half, but I left it empty in the beginning just so it can add a little punch to the end of the bar. So like if the artist is rapping, it might make the bar he's saying hit harder, you know? So next up, we added two open hats. just to contrast, and this is what they sound like together with the drums. So one of the open hats is more lighthearted, the other one sounds a little more gritty. And after that, I got my bounce ready. Normally I try to get my bounce finished first before I figure out the hi-hat pattern, but it really depends on the vibe I'm going for. So after that, I figured out my hi-hat pattern. And again, it's nothing too crazy, as you can see here. Like, it's a pretty simple pattern, so but it goes with the drums together, so it makes a nice bounce. So I'll play this for y'all now. Yeah, so nothing too crazy. I have like some triplets in there, and then at the end I have it like slow down a little bit because it's gonna go with the 808. After that, I just added in a couple percussion, so that really finished off the drums. I tried not to overcomplicate it too much, so the whole drum by itself sounds like this. So after that, I really got the bounce solidified, and I just wanted to throw in one sound effect. It sounds like a bullet that's dropping out of a gun from a chamber, and it just helps add like ambiance to the track, especially when it loops over. I'll play that for y'all now. And it sounds simple, but a lot of these little things that you throw in the track can really help build up the track to be a lot better. Like if you make a bunch of things that make your track a little bit better, they're gonna all add up in the end. After I got that figured out, then it was time to work on the arrangement, and I kind of had an idea in my head of what I wanted to do after I finished the bass line. So here you can see I have the bass line kind of alternating with the 808. So the 808 pattern is very repetitive. Like as you can see here, this is a very basic 808 pattern, but we're gonna bounce back and forth between the bass line playing in the first half and the 808 dropping in the second half. The best comparison I have is kind of the song No Cap by Lucky, where it kind of starts out with that synth bass and then it goes into the 808. It's kind of like that here as well. Bro, this shit is fire, bro. Come on. So that's really the key defining moment of the beat right here. Like I like how the bass and the 808 bounce back and forth. I have this little bridge part where the full bass line plays out. I don't even have an 808 bar play out for the full part. I really just have the second part of the 808, which is why I didn't do an 808 breakdown. It's honestly a very simple pattern. So after that, I just added in a couple of different things. I added in this voice line right here.
You're all that remains. Finish the mission.
I added in my tag over here.
Xavious, you killed this one.
And then I just did some minor mixing in the track. So I turned down some levels, I turned up some levels, I did some panning over here, as you can see, so it kind of spreads out the sounds. And yeah, bro, that's pretty much everything. I'm about to play the full beat for y'all now. Thank y'all so much for watching, bro. Yo, if you want to send me loops, you want to send me midis, you want to send me whatever, bro, my email is right here, bro. Send me them, bro. Let's get this money in 2026, bro. Let's start working. And also follow my IG if you're not following, bro. I post hella producer and music content on there. I'll throw that up on the screen as well. Make sure you follow that. But I'm gonna stop yapping. Here's the full beat, bro. Have a good day.
Xavious, you killed this one.